I drove all the way from Southern California to Arizona to put my electric vehicle in the largest car show in Arizona. There's even helicopters here. So I'm going to take you guys with me, show you what it's like to road trip an electric vehicle. My Tesla Model 3 just hit 160,000 miles. And it used to have about a 300-mile range. I'm going to show you guys all the supercharger stops, what that's like in real life. So I just cleaned my car, left the house 5 minutes ago, started my GoPro, and then realized there's no SD card. I left the SD card in my computer, so I'm going back home. Back in business. Navigate to Fountain Hills, Arizona. So it's calculating the route,
now
and
turn right.
It will let us know all the supercharger stations, how long we need to stop there, the percentage that we'll have when we get there, and the time, and even the weather. Arrive all the way in Fountain Hills at 5:27 p.m. So that's about 7 hours. So we currently have 95% charge, and it's telling us our first supercharger stop will be in 2 hours and 24 minutes in Indio, California. So I've been on the road for only like 20 minutes. I've already seen like 2 highway patrol. They are out in force today. So one cool thing about a Tesla is you can bring up a browser and you can use Waze on the browser. So you can see accidents up ahead, and there's the other patrol car that we just passed. Beautiful thing about a Tesla is autopilot, or if you got money, full self-driving. The car drives for you and you just have to pay attention. So why am I doing this road trip? Well, a few reasons. One is I have family in the Phoenix area of Arizona, so I haven't visited them in a while, so I definitely want to visit. Second reason is the car show. The Phoenix Children's Fund has a fundraiser. They do a big car show every year, one of the biggest car shows I think in the US, and they call it the biggest car show on grass, I think is what they say. It's really cool. It's in Fountain Hills, and it's there's a really cool park there. All the cars are on the grass. There's a huge fountain. They have a lot of activities. I've never been, and I want to represent the electric vehicle community. There's going to be a lot of great, I'm sure, internal combustion engine vehicles there, and I hear there's going to be a few electric vehicles, and I think the local Tesla club, so it'll be fun to meet them and kind of hang out a little bit. So I'm going to try to highlight all the cool vehicles, whether they're electric or not. No judgment this weekend. Other reason is so I like doing car shows because I like showing that electric vehicles are fun. And I have a 2018 Tesla Model 3. It has 160,000 miles, as I mentioned. It's been a great car, very little maintenance, very fun, very quick, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, so faster than most of the vehicles on the road. And I have a lot of modifications. I've done some installation videos related to those, thanks to all the companies that have sent those to me. And so I try to make my car as fun as possible, and I have a Batman theme, so representing Batman to bring a smile to other people's faces. So I'm also going to show you how road tripping a Tesla is, what the charging's like, and just some of the features that you might not know about. Teslas are not just a car that's powered by electricity, but they're so much more than that. They're a computer on wheels. They're they can drive for you. Mine just has regular autopilot, but you can purchase full self-driving, which will do all the driving for you. Streets and even dirt roads. It'll stop at the lights, stop at the stop signs, make turns. It's getting really good. But all the Teslas come with autopilot, which is also really good, but it's meant for highways and the freeway, and makes the driving so much easier. Many fun features. You can play video games while you're charging. They have a dash camera that can record and anything that's going on with your car while you're driving or while you're stopped. So if your car gets vandalized, you can see what happened, or you can even view the cameras remotely from the app. There are just so many amazing features that if you've never been in one, you've never driven one, it's hard to explain. It's a whole different experience. Just go test drive one. Tesla is really generous with their test drives. The employees at the delivery center, the service centers, they do not make commission, so they're super happy to help you, to let you test drive, to inform you about the vehicles, no pressure. So I love just going to drive the new vehicles, even if I can't afford them or aren't ready to purchase one. Like, for example, the Cybertruck. That thing is crazy. It's so cool to drive. It has steer-by-wire, all-wheel steering. It doesn't drive like a regular truck. So, and then the Model S, Model S Plaid, Model 3 Performance. There's so many fun vehicles that you can just go and have a lot of free fun just driving Teslas. And trust me, it's even if you're not sure if you're like them, it's a cool experience. Put a link in the video description on how you can do a test drive. You can also just go to tesla.com and go to demo drive or test drive, and then just select the vehicle you want. You can see a motorcycle visualization on the screen. Another advantage of autopilot, much easier to eat your snacks. While you're in traffic, you can just kind of relax, not have to worry about accelerating, turning, braking. Just kind of relax and watch, enjoy the view. Enjoy your music. Can't look at your phone because autopilot's watching, and if you look like you're not paying attention and looking somewhere else or looking at your phone, it will ding you. Like, for example, let me pretend, there we go, looking at my phone. Now autopilot is flashing at me and then it's gonna beep. So I gotta touch the wheel and then look like I'm paying attention. If I keep touching the phone and looking at the phone, it's gonna know, and eventually it's gonna kick me off autopilot and make me drive manually the whole way. So, don't wanna be in autopilot jail. So, we still have an hour and 11 minutes to get to our next planned Supercharger stop in Indio. But I don't think I'm gonna last that long. I need to use the restroom, and I happen to know there's another Supercharger with an in and out next to it. So one cool thing is you can always adjust your route to your needs. So this is what our route is showing us, is we're going to drive an hour and 10 minutes to over here by Palm Desert and stop in Indio. But if we tap the charging icon, it'll show us all the Superchargers on the way. And this one in Beaumont, wait, where is it? This one in Beaumont is closer and has an In-N-Out burger. So I'm gonna add this to our trip, and it's gonna recalculate and tell us the new route and how long we need to charge there. So now we're gonna skip the Indio Supercharger and go from Beaumont to Quartzite. So you can always customize your route to maybe after Beaumont I want to stop at Starbucks somewhere, so I might find a Supercharger with a Starbucks. So you can always just tweak your route to whatever needs you have, but the car will plan on the route that seems to be the best for getting you there quickly and to charge at the fastest chargers. Oh, hi. Just kidding. We're stuck in traffic. Thought I'd take a little nap. Now, like I said before, you can't sleep while autopilot's on, despite those viral videos. Those are made up. Can't really do that. You can only pretend. The car will warn you and kick you off autopilot, put you on autopilot timeout. You have to be paying attention. Even with sunglasses on, it'll still make sure you're paying attention. And it'll watch if you look sleepy, where your eyes are, if you're looking at a phone, if you look distracted, all those things. So here we are, In-N-Out and Tesla Supercharger, a match made in heaven. I love corner spots. So we've traveled about 91 miles. So it's taken us, it's 12:27, so it's taken about 2 hours. So we went from, I think, about 95% to 46% on 91 miles. So, yeah, not the best, not the worst. Doesn't really matter. It got us to where we're going. Now to charge, you just grab this, press the button, opens the charge port, plug it in. The light goes from flashing blue to blue, and then blinking means, or sorry, green, blinking green means it's working. So now you can look in here and it'll tell us how long we need to charge. So it's saying 13 minutes remaining, but that just is enough to get us to the next charging station. So we don't really care about how long that takes. We just want to get the restroom and our burger, and then the car will recalculate how much energy we need to get to our next station, which is Quartzite. Or maybe we stayed here a little too long than what it was planning for, and then it will recalculate. Either we're less time at the next station, or it'll maybe just skip this station and take us to the next one. Or maybe we're only here for 10 minutes, use the restroom, or maybe I'll take my burger to go, and maybe we don't make it to Quartzite, but I stop somewhere else, grab some Starbucks. You know, it's just, it'll recalculate everything. So that is the beauty of it. Super easy to charge. So it took 15 minutes to charge and get a burger. I think it's gonna take another 15 minutes to get a coffee here. But I guess it gives me time to post on social media. I'd like grande vanilla latte, please.
605, we'll see you up here.
I think the coffee was almost as much as my burger. My burger was $6.57. My Starbucks was $6.05. Does that make sense? Alright, thanks a lot. You too. Coffee. Now back on the route. It's showing us 2 hours and 33 minutes, 164 miles. We should arrive in Quartzite with 18%. So right now we have 84%. It's 1:02 p.m. I think Starbucks took us about 10 minutes. So here we go, back on the road. Another really cool thing about owning an electric vehicle is they could be powered from solar panels on your house and from the wind. This is crazy. There's a sandstorm going across the 15 freeway here on the way to Palm Springs, and it's just getting bad. You can hear the sand hitting the car, and I just washed the car this morning. I'm not sure how it's gonna fare by the time I get to Arizona, but wasn't expecting this. We've had sprinkles and even rain, now sandstorm. Hey, Capio. It's all good. I forgive you. Forgive you, Tesla. New cars going to their owners. Ooh, congrats, folks. Looking good. So I don't know what happened, but traffic has slowed way down, showing a bunch of red on the map. Well, that was cool. I just filmed for like 5 minutes and realized I never pressed record. We're about an hour out of Quartzite, and it's estimating about 16% arrival. So originally estimated about 18%. I think it usually goes with kind of like what the flow of traffic is. And cool thing is you can see on this energy chart the whole prediction of the route. We're currently at this spot, and see how much energy we've consumed and how much it predicts we will consume. Now, if we go a little faster or a little slower, it will adjust this percentage. So you can kind of gamify it. Maybe you're like, man, 80's not fast enough, I want to go 90. You can do that, and then you can look in maybe 5 minutes, you can see what percentage it drops down to. So if you feel comfortable with the new percentage, like to me 5% is no problem. 0 or 1%, I'd be a little anxious. But it usually gives you a buffer of about 20% for whatever supercharger it plans your route for. And you can actually change the percentage that you want to arrive with. Either bump you up to a closer supercharger or a farther supercharger. So maybe you wanted to stop at one farther down, and you could just slow down a little bit. It will give you a little more range, and maybe you can make it to that supercharger. Personally, it's hard to sit for 2.5 hours without stretching my legs or a bathroom break or whatever. So for me, I would prefer just to go a little faster and stop at the closer supercharger, get to stretch my legs a little bit, use the restroom, whatever, get some coffee. So it just depends, but for me, road tripping in an electric vehicle, especially a Tesla, has really not been an issue. It's with a Tesla Supercharger network, there are thousands of them. I'd say the only time you really kind of have to plan your charging is you're going way off the main roads, like up into the mountains or just into some small towns. In that case, you might want to kind of pre-plan your routes and maybe find a place if you're staying up there that has charging, like a rental house or a hotel. A lot of hotels now have charging stations. And but on most normal routes, most main freeways and highways, it's really not an issue with the Tesla Supercharger network. And also Tesla's opened up their network to other EVs, including like here's a Rivian next to us. They have access. You just need an adapter. Ford, just so many other, pretty much most of the other main manufacturers have access to the network, but some of them are still getting their adapter situation squared away. Tesla has a different charging port than most EVs, so a lot of EV manufacturers, they're switching over to the Tesla charging port. It's called the North American Charging Standard. And so some of the new, the new vehicles coming out from these other manufacturers are going to start having that built in, and then you won't need the adapter. A great feature they've added to the trip planner. If you go here, you can set the arrival energy. So currently the plan is to stop in Quartzite, which is coming up in about 20 minutes, and to stop for about 37 minutes to charge, but I don't really want to stop that long, so what I'll probably do is stop for like 20 minutes, use the restroom, and then hop back on the road, and then go to the next charging station. And also, I don't want to arrive, it's saying I'm going to arrive in Fountain Hills with 10%. The problem is, I'm not going to a house or a hotel that has charging, so I don't want to arrive there and then have to look around for charging. So that's the great thing about this new feature. You can set your arrival energy and say, let's say I want 50% or whatever it is when I arrive. Then it will recalculate and it will have me stop at another charger along the way instead of just stopping here and then driving for another 3 hours without charging. Because I wouldn't want to drive for 3 hours anyway without stopping, so might as well stop here for 20 minutes and then maybe in an hour and a half stop for 20 minutes and then good to go. And then your charging's more efficient, going from 20 to 80% instead of trying to charge from like 20 to 100 or 20 to 90 or 30 to 90 or whatever it is. So if I save 50%, now it's going to recalculate. And now we got 2 stops. Quartzite in 15 minutes. And then the other one, Buckeye, in an hour and a half. And then arrive Fountain Hills about an hour and a half after that. So that breaks it up into about an hour and a half sections. And that works out great for me. 12 minutes at Quartzite and 22 minutes at Buckeye. So that's actually faster doing 2 short stops. Just about to cross the border here to Arizona. There's the sign. Got a biker on the road. I was going to show you, so Dome Rock is up here. I don't really have time today to stop, but I'm thinking I might stop on the way back. There's a campsite, and Big Bertha mine. Very interesting. Beautiful clouds today. So 5 minutes away from our charging in Quartzite, and so it's 3:23 p.m. So it's going to be about 3:28 p.m. when we arrive. We've traveled a total of 255 miles on our trip, so about 260 when we get to the charging, and current drive is 164 miles, and so we're gonna stop here. It's telling us to stop for 12 minutes, but that means our next charging after that will only have 10% when we arrive, so I want a little more of a buffer than that. Oh, I forgot to mention, after those dust storms way back there by Palm Springs, I was passing a car and a semi-truck pulled into my lane, and had to slam on my brakes, and I ended up just bailing to the side of the road to make sure nobody behind me got affected. But yeah, that was exciting. A little scary. Just a reminder that it's better to take it easy and not try to rush, but glad everything turned out okay. Here we are, Carl's Jr. and charging station. It's kind of funny because most of the chargers are over there, but there is a curb in the way, so we have to drive around to get to those. And these are 150 kilowatt chargers, which are the slower ones. So I'm gonna hop over to the other side, gotta go back onto the street. Yeah, it's kind of a funny spot here. It's like a little separate parking lot. Plug in real quick here. Oh man, not quite far enough. You gotta be kind of close to the curb, and I was kind of crooked. Hopefully that's close enough. Good enough. Got the green light. And we're charging. Here's where you can see the speed. This is how many miles it is adding per hour to your vehicle. So this is about a 300 mile range car, really about 250 miles currently after 6 years. So it's saying it can add almost 1,000 miles, 960, 970 per hour. So at that speed, it would, there we go, 1,000. It would fill up my car's battery within a third of an hour fully. But we're at 14%, and it's 3:31 p.m. We don't need 100% battery. You won't usually charge past 80% because it slows down quite a bit. As you can see, it's already slowing down to 960, and then after about 10 minutes you'll see it slow down, you know, quite a bit. Like by the time we get to 80%, it'll probably be at like 300 miles per hour. And so there's not really much point in charging past 80% unless you have time to kill, like you're still eating or whatever, exploring. That's why I say in 10-20 minutes you can get a lot of charge, because that's the most efficient. So I'm gonna hop in here to Carl's Jr., use the restroom, and then back on the road. Rocks here in Quartzite. This guy is $500. Any kind of rocks and any kind of stones you can think of. Pretty cool. Bunch of dinosaurs. horses, bunch of metal work, and pretty much any kind of natural collector thing that you can imagine. Right across from the charging station. So it's been about 15 minutes, 69%. It's 3:46 p.m. and we are on our way to Buckeye. We should have about 16% when we arrive there. Stop for about 30 minutes. So you can see, only stopped for about 15 minutes and pretty much ready to go. Well, I'm at 80%. I decided to make some social media posts. Took a couple minutes, about 5 more minutes here. 3:52 p.m. So now we're estimated to arrive with 26% charge for 26 minutes in Buckeye. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug here and hit the road. So like I said, usually the car's ready before I am. There's really no extra time to dilly-dally, chit-chat, no video games. It used to be back in the day, a lot of these chargers would fill up quickly, but they've been building so many so quickly that it just is not a problem anymore. Even in the holidays, usually it's not a problem. Maybe something like this where it's so far out here, middle of nowhere, between you know, in the middle of the desert, there isn't a whole lot of options. When you get closer to LA or Phoenix, there's many chargers. You have different options, but just about to cross the border here to Arizona. There's the sign. Prius going 79 in the fast lane. This is Arizona, man. Can't be doing that. Wondering how fast can autopilot go? Currently it's set to 85. Now it's set to 90. And 90 is the max. So there you go. It only allows you to go 90 miles an hour on autopilot, which I think is pretty reasonable. I wouldn't want to go more than 90 anyway. Well, the rain has found us. A little rainstorm here, middle of the desert. Hopefully wash off all the dust from that dust storm. About 5 minutes away from our next stop in Buckeye, Arizona. We've gone 96 miles, so it's going to be about 100 miles and 30 kilowatt hours, hour and 13 minutes, and 317 watt hours per mile. And we're going to arrive with about 23%, which is only 3% less than planned, so that's pretty good. And averaging 80 to 85 miles an hour, so that's not bad at all. Pretty accurate. And one cool thing about the map is you can zoom in on your destination. Here's the charging station, and you can kind of look ahead of time and see what's around there. So I see there's a Cracker Barrel store, so I think I might, you know, walk over to the Cracker Barrel and explore a little bit while the car's charging station. 6 out of 10 available, and 1 is out of order, and it's 250 kilowatt max, which 250 kilowatt are the faster chargers. So pretty cool info that you get from the car screen.
You have arrived at your destination.
We have arrived. 22%, and gonna plug in here. 4 minutes remaining to continue trip. So it'll say like how much you need to get to your destination. Only 4 minutes of charging, but I want to arrive with more charge than that. So you can look here. If we leave now, we would have minus 10%. 25 minutes remaining. It was calculating, I guess. So there's our route. If we wanted to stop at another charger, boom. Oh, one more thing. How the charging works. The reason it's so seamless, you just grab the charging plug and plug it in, is because your credit card is on file. So you can look here. Here's our previous, well, actually this is our current stop. So it'll show your total here from your previous charging. So it's giving me my session cost. So currently up to $2. Ooh, you can race other people on beach buggy racing also. That's one of the video games that comes with the car. So that's kind of a fun thing if I have extra time. So a pro tip is bring some water or some cleaning fluid, and when you get bugs on the front of your car like this, just spray it down at every stop and then they won't get stuck on. Makes it much easier to clean at the end of your trip. The Cracker Barrel. Feels like I'm in the Old West again. Well, pretty cool place. A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. But not really my vibe. I'm back. It's been almost 15 minutes. Wow, so we're at 85% already after just like 15 minutes. We'll arrive there with about 51% and take about an hour and 2 minutes. So I think that's good enough. We could stay a little longer, but it's gonna be really slow, right? Right now we're down to 131 miles per hour. It's $16, so much cheaper than gas. From I think 23% to 86%, so about 60% of the battery, only $16. Cool little tunnel here, Phoenix, Arizona. Feels like we're in the Tron movie. Over on the right, there's Arizona State University campus. Beautiful view of the clouds. Arizona, there's even helicopters.